Under council meeting, can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mayor Gerardo Anaya,
Present.
Vice Mayor Juan Castillo,
Present.
Councilmember Miguel Villalpando,
Present.
Councilmember Luis Galindo,
Present.
Councilmember Jesus Roldan,
Present.
Councilmember Lorena Delgadillo,
Present.
Member Marta Gonzalez.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Gonna move on and call to the public. Anybody from the public want to address council? There's none. We have 3 proclamations. The first one is Building Safety Month.
Whereas Somerton is committed to recognizing that our growth strength depends on the safety and essential role of our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play both in everyday life and when disasters strike. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes and standards to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. And whereas these modern building codes and standards include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas the Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public that the critical role of our communities largely unknown protectors of public safety, our code officials who assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas, Game On, the theme of Building Safety Month 2026 encourages us all to get involved and raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local, state, tribal, territorial, and federal building safety and fire prevention departments in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, I, Gerardo Anaya, Mayor of the City of Somerton, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Building Safety Month. Accordingly, I encourage all citizens to join us as we participate in Building Safety Month activities.
Thank you. I want to invite our building safety staff to come up and receive this proclamation. Ready?
Or in the middle. Yeah. Please. Like 3 or 4. Yeah, over there. I have to do this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Second proclamations, National Public Works Week.
Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Somerton. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Somerton to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2026 marks the 66th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now, therefore, I, Gerardo Naya, Mayor of the City of Somerton, do hereby designate the week of May 17 to the 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all.
Thank you. I'm gonna invite our public works staff to come up. To the right.
Oh, you're okay there. A little
Lina,
bit
do you
to the
want to
left
get on
now.
the other side of Mayor? Choose. Over here. Choose up to the left. Okay, one. Oh, sorry. There. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Perfect. Thank you.
Water.
Yes.
I put Rose on the spot. Do you want to see? Rosanna, do you want to say a few words? Rosanna?
First of all, thank you for your dedication to this proclamation. This is a big deal for me and my department. It is not something everybody does. So again, I appreciate the respect that you have provided this department. You know, this department has several people here, well, a couple people here, but in my department, there's people who have been here, you know, with longevity and commitment to fulfill the services and the obligations to the community. So thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and I didn't want to put our building safety staff on the spot, so. The Municipal Court Week.
Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens and local government, governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas the professional municipal clerk continually strives to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk. Now, therefore, I, Gerardo Naya, Mayor of the City of Somerton, do recognize the week of May 3rd through May 9th, 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our City of Somerton Clerk's Office for the vital services performed and the exemplary dedication to our community.
I want to invite our municipal clerk to come up. You two look like you're still the clerk or not anymore? Please step to the right.
More, Andrea. To the left, to the right.
Oh, we got it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
No words. Okay, that's what.
Thank you. Not just thank you. I mean, I'm happy and I'm honored to be part of this community and just to be able to help all my coworkers and the residents of the city. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna move on to consent agenda. It's work session for March 3rd, 2026, city council meeting for March 3rd, 2026, city council retreat, February 28th, 2026, work session, March 17th, 2026, city council meeting, March 17th, 2026. Does any member of council want to remove an item from consent agenda? Is there a motion?
So move, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Roldan,
Second.
second by Vice Mayor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have one presentation. It's presentation and discussion regarding Opportunity Zone 2.0 and potential census tract nominations for the City of Somerton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jasmine Samudio, Economic Development Director, with here to present to you a presentation on Opportunity Zones 2.0 and what that means for our community. Before I begin, Mayor and Council, I do want to provide a reminder that I was asked to come and give an educational presentation. There will be two portions of this. It will be educational. I try to make it as layman as I could, and I hope that it's a valuable, not lesson, I was gonna say lesson. I hope it's valuable for everybody watching. And I will also be asking for direction from Mayor and Council. So let's begin. So what is an opportunity zone? So let me just paint a picture for you guys, and throughout this presentation, I will give you a experience of what scenarios would look like in a real life experience with opportunity zones, in hopes that it helps paint a picture. It is a complex strategy in development, but I hope that it's simplified enough for you. So imagine your neighborhood needs a new store, jobs, and homes. An opportunity zone is the government telling investors, if you put your money here, we will give you a big tax break. That tax break is what gets investors excited to build things in communities like Somerton. So the opportunity zone is a small word for a very complex, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me start that. So opportunity zone is a small word for a complex concept. It essentially has three main pillars. The chosen areas, the special areas, which are known as census tracts. Imagine this as a cluster that are recommended by the governor. And these are chosen based off two main criterias. The median household income, which must be 70% or less of the median, of the area median. And the second thing, a poverty rate, 20%, and income no more than 125% of area median. So that is how area census tracts are chosen. Again, census tracts, consider them as clusters, and you will have visuals soon to reference that. The second pillar is what is the actual tax incentive? Well, investors can avoid and reduce taxes on profits when they invest in an opportunity zone. As you know, many investors and people in business, they work off tax strategy. They don't just work on profit from their business. That is how you turn a good business into a wealthy business, is when you play with tax strategy. And this is what gets, VC funds attractive. And this is how groups and funds work together. So the real projects, that's the actual benefit for the communities. Opportunity zones work off actual physical buildings going vertical. So projects that are funded through the opportunity zone are built in community like ours, and they're actual buildings, businesses, and jobs in our community. Any questions so far? So we did have an opportunity zone 1.0, and we'll be presenting opportunity zones 2.0 here shortly by July, and they will be active in January 2027. I put a comparison of what the differences are. The main differences is that there's a tax referral for 5 years for all investors, meaning that they don't have to pay on their property taxes for 5 years. And in the Opportunity Zone 1.0, there was a bonus tax saving of 10 to 15%. With Opportunities 2.0, there would be a standard 10% savings, but also a 30% if they invest in rural communities. There was also a 10-year hold in Opportunity Zone 1.0, and for Opportunity Zone 2.0, there's a capital gain tax elimination if they hold for more than 10 years. And I will explain this further so it makes a little bit more sense. Any questions so far?
Yeah, Jasmine, as far as rural zones, well, is there a population for that? Is Yuma and San Luis gonna count towards that, or is it just Somerton?
Yeah, we are considered rural. So if investors invest here, they will save 30% off of their tax gains.
Is it all of Yuma County, or is it just by city, by population? What's
right? So all of Arizona, the governor assigned, I think it's my next slide. No, it's not. It's the following slide. The Arizona governor assigned census tracts based off the criteria I mentioned in the beginning, which is 70% less of the area median, and poverty rate of 20%, and income no more than 125%. So certain areas, for example, Somerton and San Luis are considered rural in nature, but Yuma also has poverty rate areas, and census tracts were assigned to areas in Yuma as well. And that goes along all of the United States, not just here in Arizona.
So they don't define rural?
They don't define rural. Opportunity zones aren't only for rural communities, but there is a benefit of.
But the 30% rural, so that's what I'm trying to understand. How do they, if you don't have the answer, you can.
Yeah, I have it
later.
in my presentation for then. Hopefully it's a complex structure, and don't feel bad for asking these questions because it is difficult to understand. I tried to set this up so that we can slowly squeeze into it. So how does an OZ investing work? So I want you guys to put yourself in an investment and as an investor mindset. So step one, an investor sells a house, a stock, a business, or earns profit called capital gains. Step two, invest the gains. Within 180 days, they put that profit into a qualified opportunity fund, a QOF. This triggers the tax benefits. The QOF invests that money into an opportunity zone, like a building or business in a zone like Somerton. And step four, the tax savings kick in. After holding for 10 years, the capital gain tax on that investment can be eliminated. For Opportunity 2.0, the asset's value of 30 years sets the elimination amount. Holding beyond 30 years may result in paying some taxes applied. I do have a scenario coming up, but if you have any questions, go ahead and please. Okay. So who can invest in an opportunity zone? Real estate developers who made a profit selling property, business owners who sold a company or large asset, stock market investors who cashed out on big gains, family offices who manage wealth and high net worth families, investment funds that pull money from multiple investors. They can defer capital gains for 5 years, get 10% exclusion on deferral gains for 30% in rule, eliminate gains on OZ investment for 10 years, and invest through a QOF they created or joined. They cannot use regular or after-tax saving, only capital gains qualified, investment gains older than 120 days, just buy land and sit on it, no development equals no benefits, get benefits without going through a QOF. So essentially, an investor can't cash out on a property and hold it after 180 days and decide to buy property on an opportunity zone and do opportunity zone building and get the tax benefits. It has to meet all the criteria. So I have a real life scenario. I do want to preface that this is 100% made up, but it can be the most realistic here in our community. I hope after this scenario, you think of opportunities that are around our community and how staff and essentially anybody that is aware of opportunity zones can benefit from bringing investors to our area. So here's the situation. Mike is a 55-year-old farmer in Yuma. Over the years, he invested some money in an agriculture company. In 2005, that company paid him a large dividend. His share was $500,000 in profit. That profit is called a capital gain. And normally Mike would owe the IRS about $100,000 in taxes. The strategy. Mike's financial advisor tells him, you have 180 days to reinvest that gain to defer taxes. That means pay taxes later. Mike joins a local investment group, a qualified opportunity, Mike joins a local investment group, a qualified opportunity fund, a QOF, that 5 investors form together. So oftentimes here in Yuma County, we don't have large investors. We have investors that do investments in groups. And they go in with a large capital. So that's most common here in Yuma County is for big groups to come in together. QOFs can be structured as either an LLC or a corporation, depending on what works for that group. Each investor puts in their capital gains. The fund needs at least 2 members and can be managed by anyone they choose. So the investment. The QOF decides they want to invest in Somerton. So let's say somebody cashed out on some stocks they had in a bank. They join a bunch of other investors who had money in that bank and they form a QOF together. Then I, as staff, know that they've been cashing out on their investments or they've been getting their dividends. I approach them and I tell them, we have property in the city of Somerton that qualifies under the opportunity zone, and you can make you can do a deferral on your capital gains and essentially make a profit. And so I will present to them our shovel-ready parcels in this scenario, and this is actual real life. I can present them parcels in our Parkview area, let them know that it's shovel-ready, and they can invest a QRF there. So the investment, the QF decides to invest in Somerton. Specifically, they buy and develop commercial buildings in an opportunity zone tract. The fund must use 90% of its assets in qualifying OZ opportunity. Because it is in a rule zone, my group qualifies for a 30% basis step up, not just 10%, meaning 30% of their original deferral gain is sheltered from taxes when it's eventually recognized. One second. So what is the payoff? There are a few benefits, 3 mainly. The tax deferral, meaning they pay later. Mike's 500,000 gains is not taxed in 2027 under the OZ 2.0 recognized deferral for 5 years until 2032, or until he sells his QOF interest, whichever comes first. Benefit 2, reduced tax, meaning he pays less. At the 5-year mark in 2032, Mike must recognize the deferral gain. Because Somerton qualifies as a rural zone, he receives a 30% basis step up, meaning he only pays $350,000 of the original $500,000 gains, which is $150,000 reduced from his capital gains. At roughly 20% capital gains, he owes approximately $70,000 interest of the $100,000, saving him $30,000. The third benefit, The tax-free growth, pay nothing on appreciation. If Mike holds his QOF interest for 10 years plus and the fund sells the building, all appreciation on the OZ investment itself is completely tax-free. If the building doubles in value, that gain is excluded entirely. I do want to add one note. OZ tax benefits enhances a good investment. They cannot reduce a bad one. The building must perform as a real estate investment for Mike to come out ahead. The tax savings are real, but they are a bonus on top of a sound foundational, not a substitute for them. So what does this mean? This means that if, let's take it back to the 500,000 invest that they received in dividends from the bank that they sold their dividends on. They invested, they get together with a group of friends and they open a QOF. Staff approaches them and tells them, here's some properties that fall under the OF and they're shovel ready. We have done city planning to attract you here, and they are interested and they move forward with it. They then build the building, and if they hold for 10 years, they don't have to pay the capital gains on that property. Sorry, the appreciation on that property, but they do have to pay for the original capital gains that they came in with. Does that make any questions so far?
Any questions or comments?
So there are 3 ways to structure a QOF. There's direct investment, indirect partnership, and indirect stock. The most common that I've seen in Yuma County is a partnership, which is indirect. And that is probably what I would see practice more here in the area. Any questions on this part? No. So according to the ACA, which is the Arizona Commerce Authority, there's been 2.6 billion invested in Arizona OZ, the #2 in the nation. Yuma County did not have any opportunity zone utilized during Opportunity Zone 1.0. 160 opportunity zones across every Arizona county. 72% of the OZ attracted investment by 2020.
Just I have a question. Have we attracted any companies in our opportunity zones here?
In Somerton, no, Vice Mayor, and Yuma County, they also did not attract any. There is the most prominent one that maybe you might seen is, I think it's called the Tempe Marketplace. I believe they utilize opportunity zones and they built that project there.
Thank you.
So for Opportunity Zones 2.0, there's 2 eligible tracts. Remember, tracts, consider them as clusters. There's 2 that the governor has deemed eligible. The big one here, I don't have a mouse. There's 2, the big one that's around Somerton. If you look at the one that says 2 eligible picture, and then there's one small one under where it says Somerton. You have to kind of squint your eyes. So there's 2. Staff recommendation is to go with track 04027011-501, and we are bordered with a cocoa pot in this census tract. So below are Somerton's 2 eligible census tract being considered for OZ 2.0 nomination. Yuma County may submit up to 6 tracts. The Cocopa tribe holds independent nomination rights for tracts centered on an overlapping tribal land. So what does this mean? Yuma County may submit 6 census tract. Tribal government can submit 1 independently. That's a total of 7. Somerton, most eligible and largest eligible census tract continuous with the Cocopa tribal land. This tract offers the broadest geographic and population coverage within the Somerton eligible area. Its size provides maximum opportunity for future development from commercial investment to workforce housing and gives investor the widest canvas to identify variable projects that can deliver long-term returns for both the investor and the community. With that, Mayor and Council, I would like your direction. If we decide that we would want to submit that tract, which is ending in 501, we would submit our independent tract with the Cocopah tribe, and that would allow Yuma County to submit their Yuma County, their independent 6 census tract, which includes tracts from Yuma and tracts from San Luis. And we will be submitting with the Cocopah tribe. Any questions so far?
Any questions or comments?
I did have a timeline of what's next. With your direction, we'll move forward with submitting.
As far as on a presentation, can we give direction or is it just, yes?
Mayor, you can give direction. It's not a formal vote, though.
Okay. And this is something that has been discussed with the tribe already and they're fine with it.
Yes, I've talked to their economic development director, and he has expressed that he's open to working together. Of course, we were both going to present to our councils and determine direction thereafter.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, when you mentioned we had meeting with the with the tribe, and I did mention it to the chairwoman, and she was like, yeah, let's have Jasmine and Mr.
Gary.
McGee, yeah, discuss it. So I think it just makes more sense for Yuma County having us together. Yeah, it's one of those things that used to, 2018, it was there. A lot of people didn't understand it. And I think we had one, Chicanos por la Causa had a fund. They came by but never, like you said, nothing came about here in Yuma County. So hopefully now with your understanding of them, we can promote our city more and hopefully get some of that investment here.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll be waiting for that answer. What is considered a rural community?
a rural
Is
community,
it population?
I'm sorry,
Like-
it's under 45,000.
Under 45,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
I misunderstood that question. Yeah, it's under 40 or 45,000. 45,000.
The-
45,000.
Is it 45,000 now, Yolanda? You know.
Yes. So anything, so anything that goes over 45 is no longer
Okay.
USDA.
It's just 30. I'm hearing different. I heard 35, so it went up to 45. Went up, okay.
Mayor, we have your direction. I don't know if you had anything else you'd like to add or any
Yeah,
more
unless
questions?
council, but I feel that what you presented is appropriate, so,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. On the next item, Louis, was mentioned that staff is not prepared to present on this item, so do we still need to open the public hearing or can we just table this item for future?
Mayor, legal says we can table the public hearing and the item for another date.
Okay. Is there a motion? It's a motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo,
Second, Mayor.
second by Councilman Galindo. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. The motion was to table those two items, the public hearing and item 9.1. Item 9.2, discussion and possible action to approve the field improvement project of Joe Munoz Park and Joe Cardenas Field, including the purchase of new infield mix and scoreboard refurbishment in the amount not to exceed 63,500.
Mayor, if I may, I'm sorry, just a point of order. This will be coming back on May 19th for the next council meeting. So we have that on record.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
I believe one of the items involves sign masters who my brother works for it, so I'm declaring a conflict.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. James Jones, Parks and Rec Director. The item before you is just an approval of the use of the COCOBA funds and general funds to purchase infield mix for Joe Munoz and JCC Fields. I also refurbished the scoreboard at JCC. We have already started the process of refurbishing the scoreboard at Joe Munoz with a prior action. So the total of this project is 63,500. 58,151 will go to infield mix, and another 2,500 will go to the signage. This will go through GL count 105623 and the COCOPA donation of 20,000. I will answer any questions that you may want to ask.
Does council have any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion by Councilman Roldan,
Second.
second by Vice Mayor Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The people that are watching.
Item 9.3, discussion of possible action to approve the Health Insurance Committee's recommendations for renewal employee health insurance benefits, U.S. medical, dental, and vision fiscal year 2026, and authorize a 300,000 transfer to supplement the self-funded Mexico Health Plan.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, Chona Bedell, Finance Director. The item presented in front of you is a discussion and possible action to accept the renewal recommendation from the Health Insurance Committee, presented by Cat5 Consulting. It's for
Shona,
the.
I'm sorry, can you click on your agenda item,
Sure,
please?
sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody see that? It's for the fiscal year 26-27 employee health insurance benefits. The recommendation includes approval for the renewal option number 1 for both the U.S. Health, Dental, and Vision Plan and the Mexico Self-Insurance Health Plan. The recommended changes include adjusting the dependent contribution for the U.S. Health, Dental, and Vision from 60%, which it is currently, to 40%. Adjusting the city's dependent contribution rate for employees who elected the self-insured Mexico plan for their primary coverage from 60 to 40%. And then also setting the city's contribution rate for 60% for employee-only coverage and a 0% for dependent coverage if the employee elects to take the Mexico plan as a supplement. The Health Insurance Committee also recommends transferring $300,000 from the general fund to the health insurance account to begin building a balance of our self-funded program. Currently, the Mexico plan is the only self-funded program, and the long-term goal is to establish a whole overall self-funded program within the U.S. as well as Mexico. Just to maintain some affordability and to have a good understanding of to increase the dependents coverage or the employees coverage. This transfer will be effective after July 1st, after our budget is approved. The total financial impact is estimated to be about 1.7 million. This is depending on coverage when open enrollment election is opened up. I'm going to put in front of you the renewals. This is the current renewal. There we go. Hold on. Make it a little smaller so that everything is there. This is the July renewal, and this is our U.S. benefits. The two changes that we have are the individual and family in-network deductible. These were mandated These were not changes due to our usage or our claims. The overall at the bottom is the current change is 12.5%, which is usually average. And just to let you know, Allison Sparks from Cap5 Financial is on the line just in case any detailed questions that you would like for her to point out. So the increase for this fiscal year is about what was recommended was $156,000 and $156,324. The Mexico plan is nothing in the network plan changed. The dental plan, nothing changed. The vision, there was 0 increase. For the life insurance and the accidental death plans, it changed to $859, the 6% increase. And then the voluntary plans, that's a employee deduction, so therefore it doesn't change. And then the telemedicine plan did not change. So this gives you an overall cost change in regards to what the city actually pays out. So the current is 1.2 million. The renewal will be 1.4. But the health committee is recommending the option 1 with the change of the dependent contribution. And that will bring us to a 1.3 instead of the 1.4. And that's in the US plan. With the Mexico plan, due to the fact that it is self-funded, we are recommending, the health committee is recommending that the increase in costs from $129 per employee or per person, actually, for employee and dependent, to $145, because currently that deduction is not sustaining our claims through the Mexico. And we are only touching the contribution rates for the dependents, not the employees. Any questions?
Any questions or comments? No.
Staff is recommending a motion to approve the recommendations of the Health Insurance Committee.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Thought it was gonna go down by 50%. That's what I heard. But
I wish.
Yeah, right.
That's what I heard last year. So.
You know what, Mayor, I will say that, I mean, I'm part of that committee and I mean, we met, God, I want to say at least 5 or 6 or 8 times, you know, but, you know, and, you know, we all made tough decisions. I mean, it wasn't easy, but just a 12.5% increase is a lot. So we try to get creative and there's a lot of back and forth. So I just wanted to thank the committee for their time. I mean, because it wasn't easy to come up with some of these decisions, but.
No, thank you for all your hard work. I know it's a lot and, you know, it's something that, yeah, it's an impact, but not as big as, you know, so there's some give and take and it's always hard to look at all the information. So thank you.
I have a question. Can you move up to the US insurance?
Sure.
So the employees don't pay anything for their insurance, for their medical insurance?
Correct.
So the city pays 100% of
Correct.
their premium?
Correct.
I think it's something that very important to note that, because I don't know any employer that pays 100% of the premium. And I think that's also a buy-in for whenever we are recruiting individuals to come work for the city, because that should be taken into account as far as the breakdown of the salaries and stuff like that as well. You know, it is a chunk of change. These insurances are very, very expensive. And so, yeah, I really think that needs to be highlighted in HR to make sure that anybody who's coming in on board understands that their insurance is free. Who does that nowadays? Because of the cost. The $1.4 million at the city, it's a lot of money. So I just want to
Councilwoman,
make a note of that.
Thank you for bringing that up
Thank you.
because the committee did, the focus was, and with Vice Mayor's kind of lead on this is, the focus was to make the employee the main, and really keep that incentive for our employees because we battle the fact of, trying to make sure that our salaries are competitive and all the other incentives that are competitive. And this was something that our committee really looked at as far as what we need to do as far as trying to kind of make the hit not so hurt so much as far as the 12%. And that's where, and there's not a lot of areas or companies around that even pay percentage on dependents. So that is a definite incentive working for the city of Somerton as well.
I believe we're the only ones in Yuma County, right?
Correct.
I have another question, Chona. So, is there a breakdown, or Louis, maybe you can answer that. Is there a breakdown that is given to employees so they can see the overall, you make $1 an hour plus this is how much is the insurance at the end, you'll make, $7 an hour?
I think I'm understanding you right, Councilwoman, because when we make offers, there is, and I think HR and Shona do work on that, where there is a dollar amount for salaries and benefits. So we do have that.
So it's called a compensation analysis. And so we do figure in the city's part as far as when it comes into retirement. That we've given. We also put in the health insurance to really evaluate the overall. I mean, we still have to
And
move
that is
forward.
given to the employee.
That is given to the employee.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the renewal option 1 for FY 2026-2027 employee health, dental, and vision plans, US and Mexico. Adjust the dependent contribution rate to 40%. Set the Mexico supplemental plan contribution at 60% for employees and 0% for dependents, and authorize a $300,000 general fund transfer to the health insurance account effective July 1st, 2026.
A motion by Vice Mayor Castillo,
Second.
second by Councilman Roldado. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
I think Villalpando's muted if you voted, Councilman.
Oh, I said yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm muted.
Okay, summary of current events.
Mayor, first we have Public Works, Rosanna.
Good evening again, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, Rosanna Douglas, Public Works Director. All projects are currently on schedule. Next week, they will be installing asphalt on Somerton Ave right here in front of Circle K. Toro Avenue restriping is complete, and all ADQ compliance are up to date for water and wastewater. Thank you.
And Mayor and Council, if I may, Mayor, just want to know, we are looking at the asphalt project on Circle K, and maybe them considering with maybe partnering to do not the pieces that they have, but maybe doing a full street. So we will be having that conversation with Circle K contractor. That might be something we bring back to you. Next, we have Parks and Rec.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. James Jones, Parks and Rec. I got 3 events for you. This Saturday, so the 9th, Somerton Wrestling Club will be hosting another tournament at the middle school. It'll start at 9 a.m. The Senior Center's Mother's Day celebration will be May 20th, 10 to 12. And then this Friday at 10 a.m., I'll be doing a walkthrough at Paracone with Arizona Parks and Trails for a potential grant that we applied for the ADA seating project. Thank you.
Mayor, that's all we have.
Thank you, James, for all your hard work on the ADA, spending, those 2 days there, and, thank you. Councilman Villalpando?
I don't have anything, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
I don't have anything to share, but I have a request if possible. Are we able to get maybe a report of the grants that our grant writer here is looking into or working on?
Councilman, we have that scheduled first meeting in June. We'll be providing an update of all the grants and what's been working on and so forth. So we'll
Okay.
be preparing that
All right.
first. You're welcome.
Councilwoman Delgadillo?
I attended my first meeting of YMPO in behalf of Vice Mayor. It was pretty interesting, actually, and even though I had to do it virtually, but I did want to express my concerns, but I'm like, no, I better stay quiet and wait and listen but it was very interesting, so
You should have told them.
I was going to, but I'm like, yeah, I better wait. That's all.
Councilman Galindo?
I don't have anything, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilman Roldan?
I just attended with Louis and Mayor, with the lobbyists out there in DC, and it was a great experience to see all the things that the lobbyists are doing, and hopefully we can get some grants there and some money that are going to help our city. And I think it's paying off what our investment in those in that company Nexus. So, and I also this past Friday I went to watch the beginning of the kickball league. I ended up playing, and I'm not a soccer player, so. But I mean, it's to see 12 teams there and a lot of friends from Yuma and San Luis that are participating. So it was nice to see a lot of teams playing and a lot of families spending time out there at night and having fun. So that's
12 teams, that's pretty good. Like I said, I attended the ADA, and it was informative. It was good to see and to clarify some of the stuff that we've been seeing, and it's going to help us prioritize here it's another thing that we need to budget for and hopefully discuss this transition plan when is it? In the summer, right? In the summer, it's going to help us plan for the future. They're going to analyze all our facilities and parks and everything that the public owns here for the city. And like Councilman Roldan said, we went and met with other legislators, and it seems one good news is that we already saw the $500,000 towards our SCADA system for the sewer plant that was facilitated by our consultant. And also 2 of our projects were added to appropriations that we're hoping that we get good news here in the next budget year, for police vehicles, and also the Spring Street, State Street project that we've been, like it was mentioned, it's been on the shelf for years. We haven't been able to fund it. So hopefully we get that funding. And that's all. It's 7:54, meeting's adjourned.
Nunca me